Kelly, we got to talk about your Rockets team because that was one of the more fun games so far. I think maybe the Magic Warriors game was probably the most fun, but that one, just seeing Jalen Green do what he did off the dribble, he created probably like every single shot you could want him to. He showcased everything that you'd want him to. What was the stuff that you saw, and then what are you looking forward to seeing today?
So the first thing I saw, and it was kind of surprising when the game began, was that he didn't look to assert himself early on.
Yeah.
You know, Kyrie Thomas, Josh Christopher, they had the ball too.
Yep.
And he was kind of working his way into the game, and then all of a sudden he hits the first shot. Then he hits the second shot.
Yeah.
Then he's feeling, then the crowd's getting into it, and then he's just moving and moving and moving. And I think, because everyone knows he's a gifted scorer.
Yeah.
Everyone knows he can be three-level scorer. He can be a top 5 scorer in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like in the next 2-3 years. But what I was looking for was the playmaking.
Yeah.
The Rockets want to see, can he make those reads at the next level? Can he play under a Stephen Silas offense that, you know, even though there aren't set plays, there are sets that they want to play out from. It's a free-flowing offense, and they want you to kind of see how you can maneuver in a half-court setting. I want to see the defense. You know, they're going to target him on defense. He's 6'5", 190, if that. You know, so from the playmaking standpoint, he made some good passes.
Yeah.
Could have made some more, but at 19 years old, he was electric, and I don't think there are too many holes in his game right now.
Yeah, there weren't many people that grabbed a hold of the crowd like he did.
Right.
I mean, people, once he started and you knew that he was going to put on a step back or something, like everybody was just ready for it.
Right.
And the fact that he was finishing them, because there's been lots of like almost highlights throughout the entire like summer league, and he was just incredible from start to finish.
Yeah.
Like he was super fun. Alperen Şengün, 16th pick in the draft. First, there's a little tension between you and I because of the 16th pick.
Because of the
I'm
trade.
just here to help keep like everything peaceful, right?
I know. You should have been sitting in between us.
Loki should have been sitting in the middle, Jerome.
The cool thing's over.
You're right. So on draft night, the Thunder trade the rights to the 16th pick, which was going to be Şengün, to the Rockets in exchange for 2 future first-round picks. Now, giving up 2 future firsts is a lot for the 16th pick, but you can think about it in that way in a vacuum. Like, you don't give up 2 picks to get the 16th pick, but the Rockets thought it was worthwhile to give up 2 picks for specifically Şengün.
Right.
What are your thoughts on his first game?
So I kind of have a conspiracy theory about Şengün.
Okay.
But I do think that the Rockets taking him is kind of early, but they're prepping for possibly life after Christian Wood.
Yeah.
You know, because in 2 years' time, he's going to be, you know, up for a max contract.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Houston will give it to him, but from his game, I think the Rockets fans are going to fall in love with him. The hustle is there. He reminds me of a lot of Luis Scola.
Yeah.
In the sense that, yeah, he's kind of frail and he's not going to be the best defender, but he put on an excellent performance game 1.
He did.
He was in the right spots, spatial awareness. He uses length well, and, you know, his hands kind of need some work, but he didn't give up on any plays. And I think just from a hustle standpoint and an energy, Rockets fans want to see guys that care.
Yeah.
You know, after you win 17 games, there aren't a lot of positives to take away from the season. But Şengün is somebody who wants to play. He can't speak a lot of English, but he knows the game of basketball.
He does.
And he's a smart player. He's a good passer. He understands, you know, angles and stuff like that. And he's somebody who I think fans can get behind, you know, early on.
Sounds like he could be a good complementary piece with Jalen. Right.
And that's the most important thing. Like, you want to get guys that are going to be able to play well with Jalen going forward for the next, 5, 6, 7 years. So it's a good thing that they have the similar timeline. You know, coming from Turkey, being an MVP, he understands the game, playing with older guys also as well.
Yep.
You know, because Jalen Green played in the G League with a lot of older vets.
Yeah.
So now you get the chance to kind of grow together. And I think from that standpoint of just being a young team, going through the motions and going through the years together, by year 3, year 4, you might see a really good player in Cheng.
I want to talk about Josh Christopher, who was really fun in that game.
Right.
Like, you can tell, like, he really wants to get his own bucket. You watch him play, and he plays like he's the best player on the floor. Like,
Yeah.
I think he probably believes that.
Yeah.
You wrote a piece on him at The Athletic. What are your thoughts on his game and kind of his approach?
I think the most impressive thing about him is when you look at where he comes from, the background. His dad is somebody who's a devout Christian. His brothers played basketball. So did his sister. His grandma loves basketball. He's somebody who understands kind of the basketball hierarchy. So he knows that people didn't come to see. I mean, there are some fans that came to see him, but people came to see Jalen Green. People came to see Evan Mobley. But he's still going to make his impact felt. And it's funny that coming into the draft, you see scouts, you see mock drafts. They were saying that defense was kind of the biggest question mark about Christopher's game. And then you go to the combine and you see him, and he's yelling every possession. He's talking to everybody. He's screaming. He's playing his ass off, like fair to say, on defense. And now Summer League comes in, he's looking like Pat Beverly out there.
He's locked in.
I was talking to him, and he told me that the Rockets kind of gave him like a guy to model after, which was Drew Holiday, of somebody who can handle the ball, he can score, but he's known for lockdown defense. And you know, Christopher's a big dude, 6'5", 6'9", 6'10" wingspan, 215. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
And you know, he can be a good off-ball guard. The only problem is I think that the Rockets kind of have a lot of guards to deal with. So the minutes might be hard to come by early on. So he might be, you know, in the G League for a little bit. But from a Summer League standpoint, he's a phenomenal player. Like you saw him driving downhill, pulling up from mid-range. Like he's confident. He's a swaggy guy.
Yep, he is.
and that's coming from Arizona State. You know, the whole 13 legacy, James Harden, and everything. And you know, I think he has a good future ahead of him.
Yeah, I love the swings that the Rockets took.
Yeah,
I mean, they're in a position where
to do that,
they may lose their picks after these next 2 seasons.
Yeah,
like if they're good enough, if they're like play-in ready by the time that these next 2 years are over, like they're losing their picks moving forward, and so they have like these 2 years to get it done,
right,
and to figure out who their core is gonna be. So I love the swings that they took. I think all 3 guys that played yesterday are high ceiling guys,
right.
And with Christopher, it's a lower floor probably, but just take a swing.
Yeah,
Years late in the draft, you got to do it.